Kingda Ka is in huge trouble right now, and if you haven't heard, there's recently been a major issue that has caused the coaster to be closed down temporarily. While the park is working to fix this problem and get Kingda Ka up and running again, it really begs the question, how much longer will the park continue to keep this ride at the park with the maintenance nightmares it's caused?
Today, ride the tallest, fastest roller coaster on Earth, because Kingda Ka is now open.
With the world's tallest coaster likely opening in the next couple of years, the real question is, how much longer does Kingda Ka have left at the park, and what could happen to this iconic roller coaster? Kingda Ka opened in 2005 as the world's tallest and fastest coaster, and today it still holds the record for the world's tallest coaster. It's been close to 20 years of Kingda Ka's reign, but it seems that's all about to come to an end. Kingda Ka is in huge danger, and the next few years will be critical for the future of this insane coaster. Over the last couple of years, we've seen more and more rumored coasters that could take the height record from Kingda Ka, and with Top Thrill Dragster 2.0 and Falcon's Flight around the corner, it seems Kingda Ka will finally lose its record as the tallest coaster in the world. Kingda Ka is no easy coaster for the park to maintain, and it's had its fair share of issues throughout the years. While the coaster may be a lot more reliable than Top Thrill Dragster ever was, it's still a maintenance headache for Six Flags Great Adventure. With the coaster being so difficult to maintain and the height record on roller coasters about to be broken by another park, I'd say this coaster really doesn't have that much longer as it is at the park. While Kingda Ka may be more reliable than Top Thrill Dragster was, it's still one of the least reliable roller coasters in operation today. It's no surprise that when you combine the tallest height on a coaster with one of the fastest speeds possible, that you're going to have a very unreliable coaster. Then there's the hydraulic launch system, which in itself is very unreliable even on a regular sized coaster. Kingda Ka is really in huge danger, and the next few years will determine whether or not the coaster remains the tallest in the world or gets torn down altogether. If Six Flags is smart though...
128, 3.5, 456, 0. Memorize these answers, because once you ride Kingda Ka, the tallest, fastest roller coaster on Earth, who knows what you'll remember? How fast did it go? 128 miles per hour. How many seconds to get to full speed? 3.5. How many feet in the air did you fly? 456. How many coasters in the world are like it? 0.
If Six Flags is smart though, we may be looking at a similar situation to what's currently going on with Top Thrill Dragster. We all know the situation with Top Thrill Dragster. Cedar seems to be upgrading the launch system to use the much more reliable LSMs and will most definitely be giving the coaster a layout extension. Top Thrill Dragster may possibly feature a swing launch and a vertical spike or even a second top hat, letting it reach heights no other coaster has ever reached before. Top Thrill Dragster 2.0 looks like it will definitely be one of the best coasters in the world, and looks like it could be possibly the craziest coaster that opens this decade. It's a coaster that once again seems to follow the old Cedar Point method of risk-taking and record-breaking attractions. Top Thrill Dragster 2.0 will definitely be an amazing ride, and there's a legitimate possibility that whatever is being built on those new footers could surpass 500 feet. That will mean the end of Kingda Ka's reign as the world's tallest coaster, but I don't think Six Flags will give it up so easily. Over the next few years, Kingda Ka is never going to be the same. Whatever happens to Top Thrill Dragster will likely make it a much better and much more reliable coaster, and even if it doesn't break the height record, it will no doubt be an incredible success. Six Flags officials will definitely be watching closely as Top Thrill Dragster opens in 2024, and if they like what they see, it's very likely Kingda Ka sees some similar modifications of its own in the next few years. I think there are two possibilities for the future of Kingda Ka, and I highly doubt the coaster will remain at the park the way it is for much longer. The first option Six Flags Great Adventure has is to keep Kingda Ka operating as usual until eventually they tear the coaster down in favor of a new attraction. I think this is the least likely option. The thought of such an iconic coaster being torn down is just scary, and they would need to replace it with something truly record-breaking. The cost of tearing down an attraction of this size is so high that it would likely be more financially worth it for the park to go with the second option I'm about to mention. It is still a possibility, though, that the park will tear down Kingda Ka eventually, but I highly doubt it. The more likely option I see for Kingda Ka's future is the park continues to operate the coaster as is, investing whatever they need to keep it up and running for the next couple of years. Then eventually, I think Six Flags Great Adventure will close Kingda Ka and open it back up a year or two later with what I'll call the Top Thrill Dragster treatment. Top Thrill Dragster may very well become the world's tallest coaster in 2024, and even if not between Falcon's Fury and an RMC T-Rex we may see open in the next couple of years, I think Kingda Ka's reign as the tallest roller coaster on Earth is coming to a close. A large part of Kingda Ka's appeal is the record it holds, and if that's gone, it's safe to say the coaster won't be as big of a deal as it is today. That's why I think there's a better option for the End of Kingda Ka. Kingda Ka may close down as we know it, but Kingda Ka 2.0 could be so much better. Six Flags Great Adventure likely already has plans for the next coaster whenever that comes, so I'd bet on this Kingda Ka master renovation being the next major addition after that. The park will likely add a new coaster in 2024 or 2025, so I'd say we're looking at 2028, the earliest for this potential Kingda Ka reimagination. If Six Flags closes Kingda Ka at the end of 2026, I think we will likely see them reopen it as the best coaster at the park for the 2028 season. Kingda Ka could of course get upgraded to an LSM launch, which would already help a ton in terms of reliability. But the park could also give this coaster a layout extension, making it a truly fun thrill ride that is more than 10 seconds long. Kingda Ka could be an actual roller coaster, and with a launch and first drop that would be one of the tallest in the world, the coaster would surely be extremely popular. Now, what if Six Flags Great Adventure decided to not only make Kingda Ka an even better ride, but at the same time add the world's tallest element to the coaster in the form of a vertical spike or even a second top hat? Imagine if Kingda Ka featured a swing launch that first launched you up the 456-foot top hat, only to roll straight back down, getting a guaranteed rollback every ride. Following that, imagine that the coaster headed backwards, launching right into a 500-foot vertical spike or even a second top hat before rolling back down and over the original 456-foot top hat. This would truly make Kingda Ka one of the best roller coasters on the planet. There's so much potential when it comes to the reimagination of Kingda Ka, and if Top Thrill Dragster 2.0 is a success, I think this is the most likely option for the coaster's future. One of my fans recently reached out to me on Instagram sharing images where he mapped out a potential spike Kingda Ka 2.0 could feature, and it aligned with the parachute ride the park just recently closed. Six Flags Great Adventure is at the point where they are going to have to do something about Kingda Ka if they want to keep it in operation and keep the record for the world's tallest coaster. I think we are really nearing the end of the incredible Kingda Ka, and though it's been almost 2 decades of this coaster towering over Six Flags Great Adventure as the world's tallest coaster, bringing it back in an even crazier way would just be an awesome idea. The reimagination of Kingda Ka just makes so much sense to come after what's happening with Top Thrill Dragster, but there's a lot of reimagination already happening at Six Flags Great Adventure today. Whether you're a fan or not of the new CEO of Six Flags, you're definitely going to be surprised at how many awesome changes have already been happening to some of the best Six Flags parks in the country. Click here to find out how Six Flags is truly changing for the better.